CryptoTrader members, today is 8:30 and so far in 2 months we've managed to return on our total portfolio 113%. It's only on $1,000, but the whole point of this is to show you that you can start out small, consistently add capital to your portfolio every month and do really well with cryptocurrencies, trading it in a smart manner. And so the basic strategy is to either buy it right when it breaks a high and chase it up for a few days, even weeks, and then sell at the hint of a pullback, or to be brave and buy it during a crash. And so I've been doing both with good success. I'll do larger positions typically during crashes and use smaller positions to chase run-ups. Today's plan is to increase our position in Dash by adding 5% position in our portfolio at the current price. We have some limit orders set for 10% apiece on Dash sitting at really low levels. We're moving those up. I don't think they're going to get hit. ETC, no action. ETH, yesterday I opened a 20% position in Ethereum, and I'm moving it to my ICO portfolio. So I'm taking part of my profits every so often and putting it into a more aggressive portfolio where I invest in initial coin offerings. So I'll talk more about that. Right now, Ethereum looks like it's about to take off into new highs. So if you are going to follow the ICO portfolio, most of that will remain in Ethereum and go up in value as we slowly use that 20%. For me, that'll be about $500 to take on very small positions in the hottest ICOs happening right now. And there are a lot of really good ones, at least that have potential to make a good return on investment. Okay, LTC, no action, waiting for a flash crash. NXT, I'm taking on a 5% position at market price. REP, I'm moving my limit order to $22 from $20 for a 10% model portfolio position. I'm adding a 5% position in STR at marketplace. I'm adding a 10% position in Monero at market price. XRP, we held. It took a little drawdown. It's back to even. Looks like it's getting ready to bump up. And Zcash, I'm putting a 10% position on. Cryptocurrencies look hot. It looks like stock market, some of the smart money in the stock market's realizing we may be getting near a top, and I think they're looking for places to put their money. And even though perhaps cryptocurrencies are overvalued, there's no really good way to measure that. So they have no way to say, 20 times earnings or any kind of statistic like that to really judge what is a Bitcoin really worth. And so I believe that stock market still has a ways to go up, but I think we're going to start slowly seeing Bitcoin chase it, and during the next market crash, I think Bitcoin can really, really take off. So that may be several years away, but I think that right now is a good time to start taking on more risk. Okay, so let's jump into this and start trading away. So Bitcoin Cash, we already have a relatively large position due to holding it through the fork, and we received a good amount for free when this coin came out. No action to take right now. We are carefully watching this. If it gets below 500, we're going to get out and then rebuy on a bounce back. Bitcoin, we bought here. It dipped up higher, teased us with a 4640 price point, dropped back down. It's right where we bought it. I'm planning to start building a position on this probably once a week, but we'll play it by ear, as I do think we're getting ready to make another big jump in Bitcoin price and really get the world's attention when this goes up to 6,000, maybe even 8,000 in the next few months. That's what I think is very possible. Okay, Dash, we are adding a position. With Bitcoin showing that it can heat up, I think that it's going to draw attention to all the cryptocurrencies, and I believe Dash is going to move higher as well. So rather than selling this position that's up considerably, I'm going to add to it with a 5% position, so that will be a $100 order. The last price was 366.79, so I'll buy now. Order placed. Filled. Okay. The next thing on our to-do list was to take these 3 lowball limit orders and move them up. So we're going from this support and resistance, which I don't think will happen again. Could. So right in this area, now we're going to go to this support line. And I've noticed it's really hard to get filled when it's flash crashing. So we're splitting it up into 3 orders at 300, 290, and 280. And those are large positions at 10% each. So we'll go ahead and cancel these 3 low balls. And because we now have a 10% position, I'm actually only going to put in 2. I don't want to own more than 30% of my portfolio in this. So we'll do the 300 and the 280. So we'll risk $200 for a price of 300. Buy now. And then we'll do the same thing at 280. Okay, so Poloniex is actually giving me an error that I've done too many trades already, so we'll just note that we have 1 order at 300, and I'll update the notes on our email. Tomorrow I should have a little more buying power and be able to do that. It's kind of funny that Poloniex thinks these orders will automatically be filled and they take it out of your margin already. Anyway, let's see if we can get the rest of these orders out today. Okay, Ethereum Classic, we're still waiting for a pullback. Because Ethereum is about to take off, I believe that Ethereum Classic may have a pullback and give us a good entry. Now Ethereum, we put a 20% position in here yesterday, and it's already up. These funds are being moved to my Ether wallet, where I'll be investing in ICOs at about a rate of $50 to $200 per week, depending on the opportunity, and then continue to pull profits out of my crypto portfolio and put it into the higher risk, higher return ICO folder. And we'll talk more about the ICO trade alerts coming out very soon in this video. Okay, Litecoin, we're still waiting for a flash crash. I like our position spots right now. Next, we are putting on a 5% position, so that's $100. Let's see if it'll give us the buying power for that. Okay, so it's saying we're out of buying power today, which is odd because we have $1,000 in cash. We still have the capital. It's just that they have a limit on all the orders standing out. So I'm going to test this out today, and we will complete all these new positions tomorrow. So due to the margin requirements with all these different limit orders I having sitting out there. I'm going to have to put on these positions tomorrow and likely remove some of my limit orders that are sitting out there. So that will be the plan tomorrow. Today, to review, if you're going to invest in ICOs with me, or at least consider it, right now is a great time to buy Ethereum and transfer it. Yesterday I put out a video about how to create your own Ethereum wallet and use that to buy ICOs. I'll link to that below this video. And if you're on the email platform, then you'll see the link in the email. And if you're on YouTube, just expand the comments below. And then tomorrow our plan will be again to get onto this. Now before we get into the close of the video, I wanted to just take a little sneak peek at some of the excitement happening in ICOs. This is from Business Insider. Floyd Mayweather is promoting another initial coin offering. You can call me Floyd Crypto Mayweather. Now, this guy's a big-time gambler. But he's got a coin coming out. Football coin. This may not be up to date. In fact, I know there's been bigger raises, but here's some ICOs. So these guys are pretending this is a stock offering, even though it's not a stock offering. They're losing 0% of their product, of ownership of the corporation, if there's one behind it. They're just selling tokens. So this whole ICO business relies on this craze that everybody treats the coins as though they're securities, even though they're not really. They're not equity in the company. They're supposed to be something you can spend through the network in general when it's like a new technology or a new website. So people are trying to apply this ICO to their business model, even if it doesn't really make sense. In my mind, the coins that are going to do well are going to be directly involved with the core features of blockchain, which has to do with accounting and accounting systems and currencies. So if it does something to help improve efficiency in a real market and will have real use, then that's when it makes the most sense to me. And I think that's when you can see people are able to raise a lot more money when they have something that's directly kind of tied into Bitcoin and Ethereum and this idea of a digital money currency that's decentralized. So here's a few just examples of this year, people raising a ton of money. Here's another article, another website. You can just see all these coins coming out. There's so many, and how do you know which ones are good and bad? It's like the roulette table. If you're a super gambler, you're out there throwing your chips all over the board and hoping one hits a big 26 return. I won't be trading it that way, and I won't invest in 99.9% of ICOs. If you've been following me for long, I really like to follow the money. I don't think I can outsmart an entire team of people who get to do this all day long. They just, they'll even have one person in one small sector traveling around, meeting these people, going to conferences. So trying to out-research them is really not my strategy. My strategy is to let them leave the money trail behind so I can follow it and play it safe and smart. So just flipping through a few more articles. Here's some more ICOs this year. Mobile Go, 53 million. Basic BAT, 35 million. There's a new ICO happening every day. There's probably a dozen websites that all they do is review all these ICOs. And they all know that pretty soon, Tezos 232, they all know that pretty soon they're going to be able to get paid in tokens to give endorsements for ICOs. So there's a lot of kind of sleaziness behind a lot of these websites potentially being bribed to promote an ICO, even if the ICO is maybe not high quality. So again, in our ICO portfolio, very small position compared to our main portfolio. I'll be using around 20% of whatever the value of this account is in my high risk ICO portfolio. And my hope is that I can double my overall profit every year with the 20% position being moved consistently and rebalanced into the ICO portfolio. Now in this YouTube video, if you're watching from YouTube or if you're on a free trial, I'll give you a lot of tips for free. I'm giving you this model portfolio for free, which has doubled its money in 2 months, which is insanely amazing compared to how hard we will work to make the same kind of return trading options, where we're working every single day and we're having to be very, very careful and trying to pull that off, half of that return in an entire year, and I'm really happy trading options. Whereas with Bitcoin, it's been such a volatile currency that you can simply buy the dips and see almost overnight gains, and then you can buy the new highs and scalp it for a quick profit. So if you pay for our paid product, you'll get access to the ICO model portfolio. The first pick is coming out this week. The expectation you should have will be around 1 trade a week in this portfolio. Now sometimes when you join, there'll be a number of ICOs that remain open for a good deal of time where you can jump into multiple positions. But for the most part, be willing to put small positions on once a week in this portfolio. When you join, you also get access to me via text message for support. You get access to me via email for support. You can ask me any question you like. I reply right away. And more importantly, you're going to get unique premium content revolving ICOs and early stage projects that were in ICO. Now they're just about to hit the exchange. So we're going to use a different exchange than Poloniex for that. And I'll be creating videos on which broker or which exchange I'm using for that. So thanks for your time, and I look forward for the new update tomorrow morning.